Alrighty, and we are officially live. Hey, Bob. Yes, we are here. Sorry, guys, there was a minor delay. We are having some tech issues. You know, the usual that happens when you're on the internet. As we all know, everything is not perfect as much as we would like it to be. So, welcome everybody. This is your opportunity to ask some live questions to us. This is kind of like a prelude to what we're going to be doing during our live Q&A sessions. But we kind of did this one. I didn't think yesterday's worked, but apparently it does. So actually, you have two opportunities. You can learn live with us right now, or you can watch the recordings. So we covered a lot yesterday, and we're going to cover a lot of those similar questions and pieces also again today. We're going to go over really how to use Google+, like what are the benefits, how to use them into the communities, and so forth. So this actually is going to be a great learning tool for you guys in terms of what can you do with Google. We're going to kind of give you a little bit of some examples of what you can do before we talk about it in week 2 about social media. We're going to kind of dip our toes into a little bit of what you can do with this system and how to utilize it for leads and so forth. So ask questions along the way, guys. This is going to be to your best benefit. I have Doug joining us here today. So Doug, go ahead and show off and invite yourself and just tell us a little bit more about you and you know, how you've been kind of using Google Plus to build your business also.
Sure. Well, thanks, Chef Kay. Yeah, my name is Doug DiMercurio, the other chef in the 60-day challenge here. But yeah, with Google Plus, there is so many tools here that are really, they're all free tools. They're great to use. And we'll be going over a lot of these and how to use them, but particularly with the use of circles and so on is kind of like friend groups or groups of friends, but you can really segment your list of people, your groups of friends with Google+, and it's a great opportunity to share information in a more targeted way and share your messages. So that's really one way to do it. Obviously, we're using the Google Hangouts tool right now to do a video conference. It's a great way for two main uses that I use it for. One is for recording videos that give you an opportunity to get them ranked actually in the search engines because Google Hangouts is owned by Google, and when your videos that you record through Hangouts are uploaded to YouTube, which is also owned by Google, Google puts a lot of, or places a lot of authority on those, and so you have an opportunity to have those videos actually show up on the Google search as well as the YouTube search. So we'll be going over that in the video training. And then Google Hangouts is a great way for doing team trainings, such as what we're doing right now. But yeah, there's just lots of uses there, and we'll get into a lot of this stuff. If I start listing all this, I'll use up all of our time. So we'd rather get into answering questions and then show you some things as well. But those are two of the the top things that I use it for. And then again, posting links just through sharing what's new. Yeah, let's have some fun and show them what we can do here.
Sorry, I'm slowly working in the background behind the scenes as Doug's talking. I'm getting everything prepared so we can kind of go through the Q&A. So I'm actually going to do a show and tell of the community first. So kind of what you can do inside the community, what +1s do, how to make this accessible to you guys. And Doug, I'm getting some feedback from you still, so we may have to mute you in and out again. And if you have questions, just ask along the way. There will be checking the question section. Doug will pop in when we've got things as we go. But just kind of showing you the basics of why Google Plus is becoming an alternative to a lot of people that are on Facebook. I've met so many people within my network and beyond that are just like, I'm fed up with Facebook. I'm tired of all the updates, the changes, the complications, and I want a better platform. And we're starting to see a lot of marketers move over to the Google Plus platform, and I'm going to share with you guys some of the reasons why. Another reason that Doug and I really like these Google Hangouts that you have as their availability is that you can do screen shares also. So if you ever have like a customer or a prospect that goes, can you show me a little bit more about how this works? Using these Hangouts is a great way to build a more face-to-face relationship with them and to be able to screen share what you have going on. We talked about it in the other video when I had Jerry join us. I actually had some of you guys come in yesterday and actually join me inside the Hangouts so you guys could ask more questions and see what was going on. But you do have a couple of options. If you want people to see you move from screen to screen to screen, use the entire screen option. If you want people to see just a specific piece of your screen, or maybe they just want to see the Google Hangouts or just whatever it is that you want them to see, you can do a one screen option, but I tend to like to show off everything, and whatever you guys see, you see. But it usually does some sort of psychedelic look like this. And then if you guys can't see it, but this is what your guys' community looks like. So here's a couple things I just want to go over with you guys inside the community. First off, you do have the ability to +1 content. All right, so if you see people like Sherry today, this was awesome. Sherry came in today and said, you know what? She got her very first lead. And if you guys haven't met Sherry or haven't seen her, and I was talking with her a little bit through email and so forth, and she's been struggling. She really hasn't gotten a lot of results. She's been with EMP for a while, and she's like, you know what? I just think the 60-day challenge is going to be exactly what I need. Guys, we don't even start the challenge till tomorrow. And just based off the tracking sheets that she's downloaded, just going through the basic setup of this system, she's already got her first lead. Like, that's how fast and how powerful this is. I mean, before we've even started, people are getting leads already. But if you get excited about that, guys, this is the community where you want to be clicking on the +1, right? So it'll turn red when you +1 somebody, and this means you're excited. Be willing to comment, say some cool things, and encourage each other, because when you encourage each other, that karma comes back to you. So when you see people get successful, celebrate their success, because as you get the success, also people are going to celebrate yours. Okay, so it's really important. The other thing you can do is that you can +1 people's comments. So if you think somebody has something awesome to say or whatever, go ahead and +1 that also. This just lets Google know that there's some really cool stuff that's going on this post, and that there's some excitement that's taking place. And the interesting thing about Google is that if you are doing these posts outside on your regular feed also, Google actually ranks each individual post that you write. So if you want to look about doing, I don't know, some keyword specific type of information, your keyword post, this Facebook doesn't do this, Twitter doesn't do this, nobody else does this but Google. Why? Because Google loves Google. But every post that you put on Google is indexed by the search engines as content. So keep that in mind for you guys as you use this platform to help each other. We do have categories. So you guys, I don't know if you know this or not, but inside these categories, if you just click on discussions, it will only bring up everything that's under discussions. So whatever people are talking about and so forth. So it's not a lot of craziness that's going on. You can get very specific. If you want to find an accountability partner, if you just click on accountability partner, then it's just everybody that's right now looking for accountability partners. You'll find this useful as we go through this training and are looking for people and are looking to see what's going on. This way, if you feel like this is getting all cluttered and you're not sure where to find things, if you just say, hey, I want to see what the replays that are taking place on Tuesday night. Currently, we don't have anything in here, but you'll have access to all the Tuesday night replays will all be in one area, so all be in one category. So that's a really cool feature that we like about the Google Plus platform and using this as a community, is that you can actually find out where things are fairly quickly, as opposed to what we've been trying to do inside the Facebook groups where things get lost and you're trying to find posts that are like months old and you can't find information. This allows you really to reference everything very quickly through your system. So we've used this system and had a lot of success with it in the last 60-day challenge, and that's why we brought it back again to this time around, because we realized this was a very effective group. It allowed for easy reference, easy communication, just a really cohesive place in that. You guys have all jumped in. You guys have all hopefully have gone through the daily tracker or gone through your checklist. This is a very concise checklist, and I've upgraded it also. So if you guys don't know, I want to quickly touch upon this. For those that have been in here for a while and maybe haven't done this yet, when you join the community tracker, um, for the weekly tracker sheet that we have for you guys, please add your name to it, and it auto saves. So there's nothing else you need to do except for put your name on it. But that's you saying out loud and saying, I am going to show you guys what I'm doing. So it's really important that you guys are putting your names on the community tracker sheet. You guys have your daily tracker sheet here, so make sure you are, download your 9 copies because it's basically 9 weeks what you guys are going to be doing. So print out your copies, have them in hand. Make sure you watch your Start Here video. You've got the video on how to use these tracker sheets. The link to the 60-day challenge is only available through the EMP back office, and the reason that we did this is because we want to make sure that we're only getting Elite Marketing Pro members in here, because they're the only ones that are going to be able to use this system. So this is really exclusive to you guys. And then if you haven't yet, please make sure you are registered for the EMP first day with Andrew. Andrew's kicking it out of the ballpark with his training, guys. He and I and Doug have all been working closely together to make sure that we bring you the best training possible. And you can see Doug's, popping through here. This is one of the cool things about using documents like this is all done live. So anything we move or change, like if Doug starts typing right now and says hello, I wonder if he'll actually do it. But if he starts typing hello, it'll actually show up in real time here, and then it'll actually so he's saying hello right now. So this is all done in real time. And then he can delete this, and it auto saves up everything for us. So you don't have to hit a save button or anything else like this. This is all what happens on this sheet. Please don't modify the sheet, though. I don't think you guys can. But just make sure you guys are going through here and getting what you need to get into this group, okay? So that's where we're going to be on that piece there. And that's all I really have about that part. But this is just the best thing that we could put out here for you guys and just really make this as cohesive as possible, okay? So that's what it looks like to be inside the communities. This is what you guys can do in here. You guys have the ability to share photos, links, videos, but I would recommend that we do this outside of this community, because inside this community, I don't want a lot of stuff that's going on that's distracting you guys. We built this community to be more about, getting results, getting action. So make sure you go through the rules and regulations here. I am a little bit of a stickler for rules and regulations. I think it's so many years as a chef. There's ways that things need to be done in order to get better and more consistent results. So that's kind of how we've set this up. Doug, you got anything to say about the community so far?
No, I think you're covering it very well. Just yeah, as you can all see, I mean, there's that simple menu down the left-hand side underneath the main logo that will take you to the specific categories. And so, again, as you said, one of your first tasks is to connect with someone else in the community, get yourself an accountability partner, and we'll move on from there.
Yep. Okay, so now I want to take you guys into what Google Plus is. There's a lot of really cool stuff that's going to happen, and we're going to touch upon a little bit of this also. You can have a business page. Doug, I'm getting feedback again.
Okay.
Sorry. You can have a business page or you can have a personal page. Currently, this whole entire group, everything that I'm doing right now is run out of my business page for EMP right now. This is my Google Plus page, and I'm doing this for a very specific reason because I want to make sure that everything that takes place on here all is about Elite Marketing Pro. So it's taking place here. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like on my actual personal other flip side of this coin and what you can do. So comments. Like, how do you connect with people, right? How do you comment with people? A couple of things I wanted to talk with you guys real quick is that when you first get into Google, if you're just getting on here for the first time, public may be a good way for you guys to do your circles, but go ahead and get social on here. Interact, find people, connect with people. It's really important that you do. The first thing you want to do is public, so it's visible to anybody anywhere on Google Plus that is inside of any of your circles and so forth. This is a public piece on this one. To add to that, you can actually do extended circles, which would be your circles plus anybody beyond that. Take caution when using this one, though. If you're just going to go out there and spam about your opportunity or, you know, your $1,000,000 get rich product and so forth, which we're going to teach you guys not to do throughout this challenge, this is not a good circle or good extension to use. You're just basically putting information out there that can get you marked down as spammed, banned from communities, and really hurts your overall rating on Google. So be careful of using extended circles. If you're talking about, you know, training or events that are going on or, you know, stuff like that, and just really creating more communication, extended circles can have a really nice reach for you. So just be aware of that one. But that would remind me to go back a little. So I'm going to back up and just kind of go through people. Let's start there, okay? I want you guys to start connecting with each other. The really interesting thing about Google Plus is that you have the ability to create your own circles, and circles are extremely important inside of Google. As I will show you guys here, I do have quite a few different circles that I've created. I have circles for my friends, for my family, for people that I don't know. I have even created a circle, and Doug and I will touch upon this, for people that are maybe a lead for you. So maybe you get an EMP lead, right? So if somebody opts into one of your capture pages inside of Elite Marketing Pro, and you notice that their email address is a Gmail email, right? So what you can do is you can actually copy that Gmail and put it up in the search for people, pages, or posts. So like if I were to do, I'll just Google myself on this one. But if I were to put in like my Gmail address, whatever it would be, it would pop up in here with my picture, my name. And if that is a viable lead and you know, just trying to stay in contact with them, then you can actually create a circle for just your leads that come from Elite Marketing Pro. Why is this important, you may ask? Because if you're writing a comment maybe about Elite Marketing Pro and you've got a lead that you want to make sure that they get this information also, and Doug loves to do this. I know that this is a big thing that Doug loves to do. He really likes to, you know, bring people into his group. But you're like, hey, it ends tonight. Get into EMP before EMP 60-day challenge before. Oops, I can't spell, guys. So something like that. So what happens then? So I'm talking about Elite Marketing Pro. So then I would go to my circles, which you guys will all see here, and I'd be like, oh, so my EMP leads are right here. So I want to make sure that this particular post is seen by these people in this lead capture side. Right? So how cool is that? Doug, do you have anything to add to that in terms of the circle piece?
No, I think you covered that well. Again, I will create. So I have circles created for, in some cases, each of the funnels that I am sending people. So if I'm sending them, if I'm getting leads specifically through the magnetic sponsoring link, I'll create a circle for magnetic sponsoring leads, and then I'll have a circle for Elite Marketing Pro leads, and maybe Copywriters Guild if I'm sending them that. So if I come across an article or something that about copywriting, for example, then I might share that article with the leads that I have from Copywriters Guild. If I come across an article about attraction marketing or something along those lines, or a funny picture or something that would appeal to people that are, they're looking for how to generate more leads, then I would share that with the magnetic sponsoring and the black belt recruiting circles. And so it allows you to highly target the people that you're sending your messages to, and not be sending out information to people that maybe are not interested in it. So you're going to get you're going to create a better relationship with the people in your circles. And again, when you have say there's a new product that comes out or a special promotion, or you know, if Elite Marketing Pro is doing a special promo on, say, Black Belt Recruiting, if they had it marked down, you know, on a special offer, then you can make your list, the people that opted in as a lead for that particular product initially. You can let them know about, hey, there's a special offer, it's only good for the next 4 days, whatever it is, and you're likely to, you know, increase your conversions that way.
Yeah, and it's effective. And that's what we like about this, is that it's really effective. And like I said, as you guys see here, it says it's efficiently. So this tells me it only went to a certain group of people. And if you want it, it'll say share publicly, and that will share with you that it's been shared, you know, something that you can pass on and share. But this is a really powerful tool, and the fact that you can do so much with it is really what I like about the Google+. Does anybody have any questions? Doug, do you have any questions at this point? You're in charge of my questions, by the way.
Can you show a presentation slide and another window at the same time? That's Michael.
So like a presentation slide, maybe like a PowerPoint presentation, is that what you're asking, Michael? I'm guessing that you are.
Yeah, my guess is that, yeah, you could be doing a presentation and you could show two windows at the same time. If you're showing, if on your screen share, if you're showing your full view or your entire screen. Otherwise, you can switch back and forth between one and another. It's just a little bit. I mean, you can see what Katrina has done. You can see her tabs across the top. She could switch from one tab to a different tab. If you want to show them at the same time, you'd have to share your entire screen and have two windows open on your entire screen.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's a great question, is that you can utilize this for training. We'll talk about this like in the video module that Doug's covering also. We actually go into how to use the Google Hangouts as a lead generation tool and what you can do. Like, I laugh. Doug, I'm getting feedback again, I'm sorry. But I laugh. One of my good friends that I met online was actually because I was doing Google Hangouts talking about blogging. So I was doing weekly training sessions every week, doing like my own little television show kind of a thing. You know, 5-10 minutes, whatever. Didn't have to be anything crazy, but just, you know, bringing people on, having them ask questions and so forth. And I was actually getting leads from people asking me, you know, what are you doing? How are you using the system? Like, what's working for you? So that is another really cool piece in here, because once those webinars or those Hangouts are done, like once this is recorded, it automatically uploads into my Google or into my YouTube account. And then from there, I can share it, I can post it, I can embed it into my blog. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can use this system for that. Another quick thing I want to show you guys too is that when you do circles, for you guys that didn't know it, this up here also breaks down your circles. So like if I just want to see posts from people that are in my EMP community, then the only people that will show up on this feed are people that are in my EMP community. So this is really cool, because I like this feature when I go through and see what other people are doing. And if they're talking about Elite Marketing Pro, I like to give them a little props. I like to give them a little +1, give a little love. And the reason I do that is I want to empower people to see that this is actually working. Put a little comment on there. And so I'm 20. This is awesome, Peter. I'm just going to say that you know. So, and you just give a little love. So, and how do you tag people? I forgot to tell you this. It's the plus sign, and or because Google kind of decided that they needed to have a little bit of similarity to everybody else, that if you use the @ sign, it works also. So using the plus or the @ sign will get it, the prospect to, or get the name to you. And if you guys didn't know, this is a little bit of something that you guys have to think about. The most powerful word in all of the languages across the world No matter what language you speak, no matter what you are, your name has more power to capture your attention than anything else in the world. We like our name. We respond to our name. Somebody says your name. If I say Doug, his ears perk up, right? Because I've said his name, I've caught his attention, and if he's distracted by anything else, the fact that I've called out a name is really important. And when you use social media and you're responding to somebody, respond with their name. It's your way of acknowledging them as a person and that you are specifically saying something to them. So that's really important in this overall piece. Like when we talk about how do you connect with people, if you guys have got to get a hold of us inside of the EMP group, use the plus. Now, don't overabuse this. Don't be like going crazy insane with this. But that is one way that you guys can tag us and get, feedback from us inside of this group. Okay. This is a great tool to utilize in that respect. Just don't go, overly crazy. But in terms of connecting with your prospects and leaders, that is a really cool thing for you guys to know about. But that is why circles are so important. And if you're brand new to this platform, start building your circles. I know a question that came up the other day was, can I put people in multiple circles? And the answer is yes. I'll even show you guys how to do that real quick. I'll do a little show and tell if you guys want to see this real quick, because this is where I actually love to do this. I'm going to show you guys. I'm actually going to go into the EMP Fast Start Challenge, and I want you guys to connect with each other. You don't have to connect with everybody, but I would recommend getting to know your peers inside of EMP, because the more we work together, the bigger and better and stronger we get. And see, as you guys come in, I'm just accepting you in because I love you all. But you'll know, so like Karen just came in. I'm going to use her as an example. It says add. There's a drop-down box that comes up, and I'm just going to click that she's part of the EMP challenge. And if I want to, I've got a couple of people in here that I know personally or that are in mine and Doug's mastermind group. So I may come up to him and say, okay, not only is Doug inside my mastermind group, but he's also part of my team on fire. So that is, ways of, finding out who's in here and what they do and so forth. So this one has 2 checks next to it so that I know who they are. So if I have something just to go out to my team and so forth, I can utilize that as a piece for this. But you guys can connect with people, find out what's going on. I mean, it's real simple. I mean, that's all you have to do in terms of connecting with people. If they connect back with you, fantastic. If they don't, that's fine. It's not going to break your heart, I promise. But connect with people, and especially connect with your accountability partner, right? Like, this is really important. Connect with your accountability partner in here. Get to know your accountability partner, and then Doug, I know you love this, and we've used this a lot. I think this is how the whole EMP challenge came about. In case you guys didn't know, Doug and I were both EMP members, and then one day we found out this little button down here called Google Video Hangouts, and all we did was click on it, and we connected with each other through video, and all of a sudden a 60-day challenge was born, and that was literally what we did. We've used this system to primarily put together to connect with all the teachers and trainers inside this Elite Marketing Pro system. I had to stock them all out on either Facebook or Google+, send them invites and so forth, and a lot of this took place through just a quick little hangout that was maybe 30 minutes long, and to find out hey, what can we do together. So
yeah, I mean, we find that to be just hugely useful. I mean, for one thing, compared to just talking on the phone or whatever, when we start talking about something and if we're referring to a particular page or product or whatever it would be, we can just share our screen and say, here's what I'm looking at, and we can talk about it as we go and go back. And otherwise, it's like having a face-to-face conversation. So it really does build a closer relationship with people. I use that for quick coaching calls with people if they have a quick question. For coaching sessions, I'll usually use the Google Hangout so that I can record that, and my coaching clients actually then they can go back and refer to it and access it later on. So we do have a couple more questions here. Okay, okay. So you already highlighted. You've got control of that. I don't know that I can highlight that stuff for you, but
I'm actually going to show you guys this real quick. Melanie asked a great question. Is the circles the same as a community? And the answer is no. The circles are like you building friendships or accepting people as friends. So with the circles, all you're doing is basically it's kind of like an address book is what I call it. You know how address books, and not everyone has address books anymore, but your contacts go through like A through Z. Well, now you're just you're assigning your contacts to a specific group. You're asking about communities. And this is what a Facebook group looks like, are the communities. And I'll have to tell you guys right now, I love Google Plus communities above and beyond Facebook. That's my personal opinion. But the interaction that I get, the views to my blog, the overall just presence that I get inside these communities is amazing. And there's so many to choose from. Holy cow. This was the access to our last EMP 60-day challenge, so the people that are in this group actually only have access to this group and what went on in there. But you'll see, like, I have different masterminds in here, so we create our mastermind groups in here, so I can create my own. And then communities that you can join, there are thousands and hundreds of thousands of communities that you can join that are extremely interactive. Anything from network marketing to swimmers to so forth, whatever. And as you build them, they'll actually, Google will give you recommendations, like based on what you post about and what you write about. Here are some communities that you may want to be. You guys will notice that our EMP community is private. You will also find out that come out midnight tonight, I will completely block and remove the searchability of our EMP 60-day challenge group from Google+. It'll become a private group where nobody can access it, nobody can get into it unless they get a personal invite from me or any of the admins to bring you into this group. We actually lock the doors on this group. It is unsearchable, undiscoverable, unfindable. And that's a really cool thing you're going to do if, like, you're working with a mastermind group and you're working with some clients or people and you really want to just keep it you guys so you guys can't be searching, you really have control over who you bring in. That is one way that you do this. There's also tons of public groups, which you can see here. I mean, there's communities all over the place: entertainment, beauty, fitness, finance, real estate, health, hobbies. I mean, you name it that's in here. If you want to look for a specific community, you can search communities right here. If you want to create a community, I mean, this is easy. You either have you got two options. You're either public or you're private. And that's really about it. And that's actually a good thing. There's no middle in between here. You're either one or the other, and just based on what you're trying to accomplish. But the communities in here are fantastic. Get in here, and here's what I would tell you guys, and I know we talked about this yesterday also. When you guys join a community, watch before you start posting. See what kind of posts people are doing, see what kind of interactions going on in there. You will find that if you go in and start interacting with posts and bloggers and just give feedback, then as you start posting, you'll actually have a better following and better interaction on your comments and your posts, because it's all about building those relationships inside of here. So don't just join a plethora of communities just to join them. I'm very selective based on what I want to accomplish and who I want to connect with. So that is one of the reasons that I use the communities. It's great for posting your blogs. It's great for sharing videos. A lot of good stuff like that.
Can I make I guess a quick comment or in response to the question by Melanie about is a circle the same as Facebook's group? It really, it's more like a Facebook friend request, except that the nice thing about Google Circles is that you don't have to have someone accept your friend request or whatever. You can add them to your circle and they become part of that circle. So you would then you'd get notices of things that they post, and when you share something, you could share it to that circle, and it would go on to their timeline as well. They can either add you back or not, or add you into a circle or not, to see your stuff. So it's it's similar to the friendship but different, and it's not the same as a Facebook group either. The community is more similar to the Facebook group.
So yeah, and you have the ability to, if you have them in here, you don't want them, you can just uncircle them and they're gone. You also have the ability to ban people, so if you get some inappropriate comments or whatever and you want to just move people off your site, you can actually ban people from commenting or posting or anything else like that, and you can do it in one click of a button. It's, you know, it's aggressive, but it is something I've seen people do. Doug, you have anything to add to that?
No, I think that covered it.
Discover also lets you find out, you know, maybe people that you should be connecting to and you're not in your groups already. So you can follow people like probably should be following, you know, this is probably his business page. Following means you can only follow, you know, business pages. So there are some still business to personal restrictions, so forth. But you do have the ability just to follow people or circle people. So kind of like on Facebook where your personal page, they can follow you or they can friend request you. Well, this one allows you to be followed, and you can still friend request them and still communicate with them, but they don't have to actually accept you back into their circle, but that's just another way to stay in contact and for them to meet with you. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, there's one related to that. It said, is there a suggested best practice for building your circles? And is it like Twitter where I add you to my circle and should expect you to add me to yours? I would say that it's similar to that. Don't expect that people will add you back, but in a lot of cases people will. And the way that I use, or typically the way that I respond, is anybody that adds me, you'll get a notice that someone has added you to their circles. I've just created a circle that I called Added Me. So anybody that adds me to their circles, I put them into a circle that I just call the Added Me circle. So I have a circle that includes everyone that added me, and if I want to send something out there, if people are following me for whatever reason, then I can post stuff and it can go to that circle. So anybody that's following me, they'll get that message without me spamming everybody and anybody.
Yeah, and it'll see, you'll get recommendations like based on maybe who you connected through on your Gmail. If you have your Gmail account and you have different things segregated out based on your list, it's going to say, hey, these are people that you may want to check with that are similar to what you have inside your Google, your Gmail account in terms of who your contacts are. These are people that they know, and so forth. So it is really a powerful way to continue to connect with people, and I recommend it.
We do have another question too that's related more to recording. It says, can you record a presentation that's not a live one and post that to YouTube? And the answer to that is yes. There's actually two ways to do that. One is you can use screen capture software like Jing or Camtasia or ScreenFlow to record just a private Hangout, one that's not live. So you could record that on your own, and then you could then upload it to YouTube. The other way that you can do it is to use the Google Live Hangouts, but not have it be public. And you can essentially make it a private recording or a private presentation if you're only sharing it with. Typically, what I will do is I will do a Hangout and only invite myself to that Hangout. And so it's recorded. I'm the only one that really can view it, and then it is rendered and uploaded to YouTube. And I can make that private, or I can turn it up, change it and make it a public one later on YouTube. And I find that that's been kind of a ninja trick for me. I'll probably go over that in the video training, but that's a way to to create a video that has a higher chance of being ranked because it was recorded through Hangouts. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves there. But anyway, the short answer to that is yes.
So here, I clicked on Hangouts real quick because I wanted to show you guys what Hangout looked like. You guys noticed there's a couple of little buttons here underneath your picture. This one right here is all about Hangouts. This is doing just a Hangout, and all a Hangout is it's a video screen or a video call between you and up to 9 other people. So a Hangout can hold up to 10 people inside the Hangout. So like right now, Doug and I are inside of a Hangout, and we could actually add 8 more people into this Hangout if we wanted to do that. So you do have the option of having up to 10 people inside of a Hangout. Hangout is not recorded. It's just you having a private conversation, whatever. So this is a great place just to have video calls and not have to do anything recorded. The other thing we talked about, and Doug just mentioned, that was start a Hangout on Air. That's what you guys are seeing here. So the Hangout on Air is a recordable version. Again, I'm going to show you guys real quick. You give it a name. If you're looking to rank for keywords, I would actually use keywords inside of here and know your audience. We'll discuss that with Andrew tomorrow inside of our first training. You'll have a description here. You can schedule it now or later. Later means that you can go up to any time. I wouldn't go too far out because it does kind of placehold inside your YouTube account. But you can choose the time. You can tell how long it's going to be, 30 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, however long it's going to let you do it. And then like Doug said, you have the ability to pick your audience. So as you guys know, for this one, I actually chose the audience of everybody inside my community. So you actually have the chance to either make it public, choose your circles, or if you're inside of communities, you can actually go to those communities and request them in. I use this for my masterminds so that they have recordings of what we talk about in our mastermind groups for both Elite Marketing Pro and blogging, and I know Doug uses it for his mastermind groups also. But a great way to kind of get these video and training to them and have that as an accessible piece. So this is another little tool that you can use for growing and building your business. Doug, do you have anything to add to that one? This was kind of a little quick segment.
No, I think that's covered it quickly.
All right, can I teach a ninja trick real quick with Google Plus? Another reason why I kind of love it.
Of course.
Okay. So I talked about this yesterday, and this is a super duper ninja little trick here. This little thing called events right here. I don't know how many of you guys, ladies and gentlemen, are inside of a network marketing company that has local events that are taking place in your area. So maybe you guys have weekly trainings and so forth and whatnot, right? But I want you guys to realize that based on your circles and based on where you are, Google will actually recommend events that are taking place in your area. So say you create an event that's taking place with your network marketing company maybe this week or so forth, and you want to find out what's going on locally in your area, or you're looking for an opportunity to join and you want something that's close by. Well, the cool thing is I get recommendations now of maybe events that I want to go to in my area that I can attend. So your events also get ranked for Google, right? So it's actually ranked in the search engines of events that are going on locally. And now your Google circles, should they be looking for an opportunity or learn more about you and so forth, can attend events that you've created. And you can create these events to either be a hangout or live events that are taking place in your area. So something to think about if you guys, for network marketers, and you're looking to kind of expand and grow your business or so forth, this little tiny thing here for events has the power to help you expand and broaden your horizons. Because you can post on there, hey, I've got an event this week, an ABC company. It's taking place at this site. If you want more information, put your link in there, click on it, so forth. We're talking super ninja tricks that we go through in here. Okay? Your post, you're allowed to do video. In here, I want to show you guys that you can actually enter in a URL. So if there's a YouTube URL, you can put it in. You can search your own YouTube videos and click the one that you want to share. And then if you get bored and you're like, hey, I've got a camera on my computer and I just wanted to record a quick video, you can actually record straight from Google Plus a video, record it and put it out there automatically. Like, you're done. You can actually record it right now, and you'd be on your way. Or you can upload a video that's on your desktop too. But the ability to use these tools inside of Google Plus is absolutely insane. You don't have a lot of the crazy restrictions and the algorithms and all the crazy stuff that goes on with Facebook that you have with Google Plus. It's seamless. You know, it's really. I'm gonna have to stop that in order to get out of here. But like, I've got multiple Gmail accounts based on what I need and have access to, so I can slide through all my accounts real easily. I don't have to sit here and exit one. I mean, if I had to put up like 3 Facebook pages, I don't want to have to sit there and move through 3 different accounts. I can just slide through everything real easily through here. This is your notification button. It's for you guys, so if you get notifications or anything that you says, you know, hey, you've got a new friend request, you got a new circle, people have commented on stuff, so forth, it'll show up there. These 9 little boxes are basically customizable, but if you want to put your Gmails and access Google Drive, calendars, you know, maps, whatever, this is just a quick reference to access different tools inside of the Google Plus arena. So at this point, do we have any other questions or anything else that we can answer at this time, Doug? Yes, no? Did I lose you? Are you still on mute? You're still on mute.
Yep. Yes, we are using Hangouts to record this training.
Of course we are.
And maybe you know an answer. I don't know if there is a way to friend. Actually, you don't friend people in Google Plus. You add them to a circle. But can you? This says, can you friend all members of your community at one time? I do it one by one.
No, it has to be done one by one, and that's not a bad thing. And you guys saw how easy it was. It's just going through and just takes a few minutes to do this. But you definitely don't want to just mask. It's like spamming somebody if all of a sudden you're just, you know, inviting everybody in. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of make sure that I started off by making sure I had relationships with people, or these were people that I know, trust, and I wanted to follow.
You're good. Yeah, I agree. And it takes very little time to add somebody. It's quick and simple. Katrina, I don't know if you want to screen share the group. If you go into a community, it will also, once you've added someone to a circle, it places a little icon on their image.
Yeah,
so that it shows you the people that are already added. So it's easy to identify which ones are not in your circles and which ones are.
So yeah, you know, this little box here, if I unclick it, I mean, he's removed from my circle. And then if I just push it again, it just says EMP challenge.
Right. Well, I guess what I'm referring to is if you look at all those boxes there, Karen Phillips has no little icon in the lower right-hand corner of her box, which that may just mean that normally what that means is that you haven't added her to any circles at this point, or that you just added her and it hasn't gotten updated by Google yet. But the other, like Barb Williams at the right-hand top right, there's that little circle icon in the lower right-hand corner of her box, and that means that she's already in your circles. Whereas Charles, right below that, he doesn't have that little icon underneath it, and more than likely is not in. So you can see there, then it says add, and you can add him to circle. So that's an easy way to identify in the community that you're in which people are already in your circles and which people are not.
And give people time to respond back. Yeah, I don't expect everybody that I circle to circle me back. I really don't.
Yeah. Don't expect that. It's just that, you know, it is a way for you to identify people and for you to group people into, you know, into individual circles so that you know that you're putting people in common interest groups. so that when you have a message that's going to be pertinent to those particular people, you're sending them only information that they're interested in.
But I still use the public a lot. Like if I'm just posting fun stuff and I just want to get stuff out there and I just want to increase my circle of awareness, I will use public for sending out comments. Most of the time I use public. And in the circles, it's very specific if I'm trying to reach somebody or if I'm hosting a specific webinar or training or so forth, do I use the more intimate circles for what I do on Google+.
So yeah, I mean, you use the public circle for stuff that's of common interest. And so again, how would you compare using the public posting versus extended circles posting? Why use one and not the other?
So public is public. It goes to everybody that's inside of your circles. It's a searchable piece. This allows for you to be searched on Google. It allows you to be searched and indexed in the search engines. Public really means that Google can index your post. And we talked about the power of that earlier, right? We talked about how powerful it was that every comment, every post you make on Google is an indexed piece of content. I'm hoping you guys understand this. I don't think I can stress it enough.
Right. So that can be viewed even by people that are not in your circles.
Right, which is why I love public as opposed to just the circles, because public means that it actually gets indexed, whereas private means it's only going to those people and it probably is not going to get indexed. So depending on what you're trying to accomplish with your post.
Right. So public is anybody has the ability to see it. Your circles means it's only the people that are in your circles. And then the extended circles means it's the people that are in your circles and the people that are in their circles.
If you hover over it, it tells you right now. It says everyone that's in your circles plus all the people in their circles.
Okay.
So this is that ripple effect. This is where you affect one person and it affects more people, and then that's how things go viral or get shared more or just get you a little bit more exposure outside. Again, use caution when using this. Don't just spam people to spam them. Make it valuable to them. As with anything we guys do on social media, make it valuable. The other thing I want to make sure you guys stress too is that this is a really cool platform. This is a Google Plus platform, but I don't want you trying to be on every single platform that's out there that we're going to talk about. Pick one platform. If you're a Facebook fan, stay a Facebook fan. If you want to learn more about Google Plus and really master the Google Plus as a great lead generation tool like I have, then use Google Plus. If you want to use video, use video. If you want to do blog, so forth. But don't get overwhelmed trying to be everywhere at once, especially if you're new to this. Stay focused. Pick one thing. Get really, really good at it. So good at it that you're generating your leads from that site, and then add something else. But don't try to do everything at once, guys. You'll get so overwhelmed, you'll quit before you even get started. Doug, you got anything? Any other questions? We're hitting about the hour mark here, so I want to see.
Yeah, I know we're about at that time. No, I think we've covered a lot of good stuff. And yeah, I mean, unless there's other stuff within the community that would be helpful to talk about related to the menu that we have down there, but I think we've pretty much covered all of that. So
yeah, you guys have asked some really good questions, and I'm hoping that I gave you guys a lot of information. Doug, we gave a lot of information. Don't get overwhelmed. Baby steps, right, Doug?
Yeah, don't worry. If you are overwhelmed already, don't worry about it. It's just a matter of just hang in there, and stuff will start to make sense as we go along. So yeah, just hang in there, understand the stuff that you understand, and just relax and realize that you're going to understand more as we go along as time goes by. So it's been great. Yeah, we've shared a lot of some really good stuff here today.
Did everybody learn something? There's an applause button on the outside of this if you guys are viewing from the outside. If you guys learned something, I want to see if the applause button works. So I want you guys to do an applause if you guys found this valuable and helpful for you guys. It actually sits on the outside of this. If you guys see it, if you're viewing this You should be able to applaud.
You're going to have to teach me where that is. I don't even know other than the tools.
No, it's outside. So for everyone that's viewing this live right now, there's a little button.
Okay.
And it's got like 2 hands. So if you guys found this valuable, apparently we can hear it on our side when you guys cheer. I don't know. I have never used this, but I'm just asking because it's kind of cool. So I want to see if it works.
Let's see. I'll find it on my end. I know where it is inside.
No, but it's outside. It actually sits on the event page. On the bottom, it looks like 2 yellow hands. It looks like they should be applauding or something, but apparently. Is that you, Doug, or was that them?
That was me.
Oh, I thought it was them.
That was fun. You guys have the opportunity to do that. Go ahead and find it. And
yeah, I know there's a delay between when we're saying stuff and when they're seeing it, so I was just curious if whoever finds it first and actually used it, I'd be excited about that. I wonder, or if it just shows up in the recording. I don't know.
Not sure. Anyways.
Sorry, I find this fascinating at the same time as cool. Yeah, there is a applause button. There's like a yellow button kind of thing that sits on the bottom of the event screen that I was told that they have. I've seen it. I think I activated it, but you could actually do applause during certain parts of this. And I don't know how it works or what's going on or if it shows up only in the recording of this. I honestly don't know. But I'm curious if you guys can find it and use it, see what happens. I honestly don't know where it is, guys, because I can't see it from my side because I'm the presenter for this. So I can't see what the event page looks like that you guys are viewing this on. And where it gives you the ability to applause. I don't know if it's floating on your screen somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where it's at. But it's 2 yellow hands, and they would look like this. At the bottom is what I saw it as, and it says that I could initiate it, which I did. I just didn't know how it worked.
I'm looking at the event page, but I don't see it, and I don't know if that's because I'm in it or not.
Oh, Priscilla found it.
Okay.
Yes, she hit it twice. Fantastic. All right, so it does work, and it does exist.
Okay. Thank you, Priscilla.
Okay, so we don't hear it in here, but I'm guessing that it shows up in the recorded version of this. So that is awesome. So applaud away if something makes sense so that those that watch it, you think that was worked out, it's good for them. That's awesome. All right, I don't see any other questions. I'm guessing you guys got all your answers and you guys feel a little more comfortable about using Google Plus and some of the cool things that you can do with it. Yes?
I'm going to mute out and let you sign us off. And yeah, this has been great. So thanks everybody for attending, and we look forward to seeing you in the challenge.
Okay, so I was wrong. I'm totally admitting this. It's light blue, and it's on the bottom. Thank you, Ed. Thank you. Oh, this is the fun we have, guys. I mean, we're all about having a good time. Sweet. It looked yellow on my side. Apparently it's blue on the other.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks, guys, again for joining us on this wonderful Monday morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are at in the world. You guys have been amazing. I can't wait to kick off this challenge tomorrow. Doug and I are super, super excited. If you guys want to promote this, and I know you guys have been asking, like, how do I promote this? Is there a separate link? There is not. What you've got to do is you've got to show your excitement about being an Elite Marketing Pro member, get people into the EMP system, then say you'll personally invite them into the 60-day challenge, show them exactly how they get started with this. But doors closed tonight. Like I said, guys, we will lock down the community. I am staying up and then some to lock down the community at 12 o'clock tonight. So if you are not inside the Google Plus community and you're not registered for this challenge, you will not have access to the tracking sheets. You will not have access to the replays of the live training. You will not have access to the live Q&As. You will not have access to all these amazing trainers inside the system and training, and have access to this community, this group of people that really want to be part of something bigger than you are. I mean, we're already having success. People are getting leads, and we haven't even started yet. I mean, it's crazy. And I just want to sign off real quick because I was actually writing something earlier today, and this really kind of struck home with me, and maybe Doug can relate to this too. But we actually created the Elite Marketing Pro 60-Day Challenge because we didn't know everything. We kind of had some gaps that we didn't know how to fill. And so the first 60-Day Challenge, we actually brought in people that were experts in those fields that knew more about it than we did. Right, Doug? Like, we don't know everything.
Nope, and we never will. You know, we're always learning, and that's, you know, that's a lesson for everybody to understand, is that, you know, leaders are learners. I mean, there's always more to learn, and you don't know what you don't know until you find out. It's like, oh, you know, I didn't know about that. So we bring in people to fill in the gaps and help educate us as well. And so with this challenge, we've kind of upped the ante, and we're bringing in even more people. And so it's going to be exciting because we have the best of the best that are going to do the training on specific topics that we're going to be covering. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we have Andrew kicking this off, and for a very specific reason. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. I didn't learn about my avatar until about 3 months ago. Okay? I still made money with EMP. I was still promoting. I still got people in. I still built a great community. I still build my check, so forth. But I really didn't have that concise, definitive blueprint of who my avatar was. And so when we added this piece to the EMP, I was like, I honestly don't feel 100% comfortable teaching this because I'm just learning it myself, and who do I know that can teach it better than me? And I went to Andrew, and I was like, Andrew, help. Like, I want to provide the best training to those that are going through this challenge, and I want to learn something myself, so can you, and would you be willing to? And he was like, I'm all over that, because I know he's really good at developing and helping people find that avatar. And that's one of the reasons why I and Doug asked him in. Doug even said, he's like, Doug's like, bring him. Right, Doug? I mean, I don't know about you. That was for me. You may have, you pretty much had your avatar, but.
No, I'm probably even behind the curve as far as where you are. I mean, I realized a while back that the majority of people that I have attracted as far as leads and so on are people like me. And so I just started, targeting and talking about things that are of interest to me, things that I do, and things that would be of interest to people just like me. But now we're getting into the first week's training, so let's not extend this any further than what we need to. And let's call this one a wrap, and we will see everybody on the challenge starting tomorrow night. So yeah, share the fact, get people into EMP, share with them that they can get 60 days of free coaching, and get into profit in 60 days or less if they get in right now, and that the clock is ticking.
Yes. So, and then as we always say, anytime you guys watch a webinar, anytime you guys watch a training, the best thing you can do is go out and tell people you were just on a Hangout, you were just on a training, what did you learn, what value did you get out of this, and pay it forward. The more excitement you can share about what you're learning, the more attractive people are going to come to you. And with that, I'm signing off. Thanks, guys. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Andrew bringing to you how to find your perfect avatar, what you need to know to get started. This is going to be the base of what we're doing for the 60-day challenge. I'm excited. Doug's excited. Tim's excited. Everybody that's presenting is excited. They can't wait to share with you guys what they know about building and helping you build your business online. So thanks, guys, again. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. And Doug, talk to you in a little bit.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.